And we're rocking and rolling. Just double check. Click cam mic at the bottom. Audio. 1, 2, 2, 2. USB audio contact. Speaker. Yep, you're cool. Come out of that. We're live. All right, 6 topics, yeah?
You have them?
No. Just send me those topics on our chat. I'm just going to talk. I remember the first couple. Just keep us on.
I'm going to delete.
Julia literally kicked you straight off. Back in.
Fucking hell, got the little fluffy thing.
Expecting the song at some point. Yeah, Bitcoin
I
song.
can do the one that Jeff Berwick does. I know that. You know Jeff Berwick, the Dollar Vigilante? He's got that song he made, and he's like, Bitcoin all the way up. All the way up.
There, I just sent only the topics to your phone.
Okay. That's enough. Nacho's not here, is he?
He's in Oaxaca.
All right.
What's up?
What's up, everybody? If you can see someone talking next to you, give them a tap and say, what's up? What's up, bro?
Ladies and gentlemen, can I please have your attention?
Can't press stop. So, everyone, welcome to your friendly weekly, crypto.com and crypto debate. Give yourselves a round of applause for showing up. Thank you very much. So every week, my name is Danielle, and this is
Chris.
Every single week, we run these meetups because we're somewhere between geeky, obsessed, and futurist, maybe something like that. And we really believe that blockchain and cryptocurrency has the power and potential to make bigger differences than the internet has done. And this contains both like really, really cool things, but at the same time, it has some other sides to it. But without us talking about it, we don't get anywhere. So I am curious to see in the room if you would consider yourself absolutely brand new in crypto. Please raise your hand. Okay, cool. That's good. Hang on. So just the next question is going to be, if you've done anything in crypto, you're still new, a lot to learn, but you haven't not done anything. So I want to go back. Okay, that's what I saw. When I say new in crypto, I mean you don't have any, and you're just like, what is it? How do I spell it? Okay, so now we're going to level 2. You've got some crypto. You still don't really get what it all does, but you've got some. Raise your hand. Awesome. Okay, and now we're going to like somewhere into like, I think I know what I'm doing. I still know I need to learn a lot. Some people might call you an OG, some might not, but you've been in crypto for long enough and you love talking about it to other people. Raise your hand. All right, cool. Okay, and some half hands there. And if you don't know, don't worry, you'll fit somewhere in there. So we are We are live streaming today as well to Facebook and to YouTube. If you're not happy being live streamed, please take this as your privacy warning, that sort of thing. You can cover your face because we can't really turn the camera off. But I mean it with I'm being deadly serious, but at the same time, I know we should say these things. So every single week we do a discussion like this, and on the next weeks we just have a social, no microphones, just some beers, just having a chat. Apart from next week, we're going to do this again, and then we're going to have 2 weeks where we have beers and chats, and then back in. If you're not too sure, on your tables, there was one here. On your tables is a newly printed thing. They're meant to be laminated. If you haven't already put your beer bottle on them, if you have not wet it, please try and keep it dry. I would love that. However, it's our problem for not laminating them. If it is wet, don't worry. But there's a QR code on there. It's going to take you to a site. There's a link that's going to allow you to join the Telegram group. The Telegram group is where we discuss what's coming up and various other things. So that will let you know what the next events are. We're not going to go through it right now, but there is a donate on there. We don't charge a penny for these events. We never have. And this is the, what number? 17th dinner. So we really just try and do these for love and for fun. But I will tell you now, these state-of-the-art new microphones and mixing desk and cameras aren't cheap. So we do pay a decent sum of money to keep these going. If in your hearts throughout this, you can donate anything, then the links are on there. We take crypto, Venmo, Strike, PayPal,
Cash App.
I feel like that should be a Cash App. But later on, we'll give some time as well. If you've had value, we do appreciate any sort of donations. So without further ado, I think we should begin. So the rules of the game, he says, as he reaches into his mind to make them up. The rules of the games are this. Guys, again, I know it's really difficult, but these are open discussions. And to have open discussions, we need as much, not silence, but less background chatter. So if you find yourself drifting off and speaking to someone, just be aware of that, because if everyone's having mini conversations, it spoils it for other people. I don't want to be a policeman at all, but I'm just sharing. So the rules of the games, we have 2 more mics. How many more mics do we have? 2. Come on, guys. How many more mics have we got? 2. Which means how many people can be in a discussion at once? 3. Yeah. So the mics can move around. Be conscious. Don't hold them near yourself if you're doing bodily functions. They are live all the time. Don't whisper under your breath. Oh, this is shit, isn't it? So we got 2 more mics, but we're going to begin nice and smooth. Where's Melanie? Melanie, you're going to begin. Do you remember why you're going to begin? I made you a promise. I made you a promise that we would begin the next event with your question. Do you remember it?
Yeah, definitely.
Then please take the first microphone. Okay. Because it was a good question.
Yes.
So when she's asked this question, I want everyone to go, ooh, and give her a round of applause. What was your question, Melanie?
Okay. Hi. Hello, everybody. My question was like, I was very curious about what other things can we build on the blockchain. Like up to now, I know that we can build like NFTs and smart contracts. And I was curious about what other things can we build on it.
A wonderful question. Come on, give her a round of applause for the first question. So Melanie's really asking there, like, I reframed your question, Melanie, as like, what the fuck can we do with blockchain?
Okay.
I thought that was more appropriate.
Dude, do you even know what crypto is?
We have a new sound desk, by the way.
Forgive me ahead of time.
So open it up. Just 10 minutes, yeah? Because there's new people, there's medium people, but like, seriously, one at a time, what can we do with blockchain? Who has a use case that they would like to share that someone in the room might be like, oh, that's cool, I didn't know about that? Because otherwise it's me talking all night, and I can hold my hand up for a long time. Does anybody in this room know how we can use blockchain? One hand. One hand. Jimbo's going to tell us. Are you just going to say we can go to the moon?
Hopefully.
Go on.
Hello, I'm Jimbo. I'm going to answer your question. As the most basic form of it is to remove the need. Great. Oh no. New microphones, but they're just as bad as the old ones.
Hold it next to your mouth.
Yeah.
No, it's awesome.
It removes the need for the banks, so we can send money to each other without the need of a third party, like the banks or anybody else like that. I'd say that's the most basic function that it has so far. But other things as well, like setting up new payment systems, micro payments for things like artists, like people that make songs, stuff like that. They can set up their own forms of payment that come straight to which is again cutting out the middleman. It's just going to bring a lot more prosperity to the world, I think. But that's pretty much all I have to say. I put myself on the spot here.
Okay. So we're
when I'm under pressure.
It's okay. I think it's because we're clipping a little bit. They're a bit sensitive of these microphones. So bear with me.
So if I can interject here real quick.
Yeah, interject, but just understand that at the same time I'm just playing with volume. So keep going. I'm listening.
Yeah. So other things you can do with the blockchain that I think are pretty interesting that are up and coming. Video games. Video games are now being built on the blockchain. Especially with upcoming NFTs. They're trying to integrate NFTs with these video games that they're designing. On top of that, you also have other communities such as Library. Library is a blockchain-based YouTube per se. Mm-hmm. So anytime you access their network, the video you watch will. I might get the mechanics a little wrong here, but I believe the videos get downloaded onto your computer itself, while at the same time recording that in the ledger, so that at no time any video can ever be brought down, because someone will always have a copy of the video.
So we're talking there something between like how a torrent works. As you're watching the video, you're saving a portion of it. So then when someone else is watching it, it might be feeding that.
Correct.
And at any one time, a video is decentralized and distributed around all of the people that are looking at it.
Right.
Making it more censorship resistant.
Exactly.
Yeah?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. That's probably one of the biggest reasons people use Library these days. Other important uses for the blockchain that I know of the top of my head, database storage. If anybody wants to store something, I think one of the most, well, I don't know if it's one of the most popular, well-known things right now, but for instance, what was it? McAfee, when he died, he apparently had encrypted some information in a blockchain system that people are trying to decrypt to this day. So that there's another use case that I know for blockchain. And I think that's all that I know of off the top of my head. Definitely ask me for more if you have questions. My name's Ernesto, by the way.
So I just want to recap. So I've heard 4 that we've seen so far. So Jimbo talked about replacing the need for banks to have money. We're talking there about it, like instead of, as an example, instead of Swift sending messages to move money in a traditional manner with a ledger, we're talking about using blockchain. That's what you're referring to in that first instance. So we're talking about in the same way you go on the internet now and you type in Google and you get a result and the information is there. We're talking about the same thing with money. So it's, I send it, you receive it, all in the space of a few seconds. The second one you referred to, Jimbo, just shout it out that quick. Okay, fuck it, doesn't matter. Number 3 then was Library. We're talking about using video streaming services. Different to Theta, yeah? Yeah, so Theta is looking at live streaming of videos through a blockchain. But again, the idea is that it's decentralized. Library sounds similar?
Yeah.
Yeah?
It's similar concept. It's like I said, it's like a decentralized YouTube.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
I'm just double checking. And then the third one he shared there, it's kind of similar again, file storage. So instead of...
And video games.
And video games, yeah. So things that require large bandwidth, not bandwidth, but at least server space, but decentralized everywhere. Okay, so we got 5, but we forgot the second one, but it was, I remember him saying it. Music. Okay, so well, before we say that as a use case, what's wrong with the music industry right now? If anyone here an artist for music or for artwork, I've got a nodding head there. Is the music industry fair for creative artists? No. Do you have a fuck no on that system? Oh, we need a fuck no. Okay, just say it. Would you share for a minute? I just want to know why it's not fair. I'm very cautious of that speaker behind you, but we're going to try it. Just speak. Let's have a see.
Hi. Yeah, it is hideously unfair because of popularity. Like, say if I can like Google ad like an artist, like I can just pay like $100 to get them on the top of the ads list, like the streaming list, so to say. So like every time a new artist comes out with music, you can be like hideously like wailed or pushed away by someone who already has the formula to reach and engage as many people as possible. So you're always almost gonna be on the bottom, especially like if you don't have the following, if you don't have the formula to really get yourself out there, you're always gonna be just your views are gonna be super low. No one's gonna be able to traffic you. No one's gonna share you. No one's gonna stream you. Like, I mean, even with murals, there's great artwork out there, great paintings, but they are, taken away by people who have been in the game for, 20 years, 30 years. They have no idea that they exist.
And one of the big things that's missing on that is, or in addition to that, is also like payments. I've got friends that are artists. Is it called the PRS? PRS is like I think it's PRS is one of the big. They buy all the records and contracts, and basically artists that make it get nothing. Fuck off. A fraction.
Of a coin.
And then you don't even know who's played it. So she'll get not an invoice, like a list of everywhere a list of the number of times she was played, but she's got no idea when, who. She like all of a sudden it could spike, but she doesn't know where. When you've got music like this on Audius, which is the ticker audio. Every single track that's played, I can see as an artist, it was played in this country at this time by this shop. Do you imagine that suddenly realizing that you've got a huge audience in Lithuania that you didn't know about? Like you've all seen the stories of Sugar Man. Like everyone thought he was dead, and in South Africa he was like bigger than Elvis. Yeah. So the decentralization and bringing of music and creativity onto a blockchain. Again, we talked on this table earlier about level playing fields. Blockchain helps us to create a bit more of a level playing field because we each have a little bit more power and influence than we used to. It's Dash, yeah?
Yes.
Thank you very much, Dash. Cool. Cheers, hon. Okay, anyone else? So that's like number 6. Well, it's number 5 because the guy at the back reminded us of the second one we forgot. Yes, sir. Every time that bell goes off, I think it's you. Do you want to grab a mic? Cool. What's your name, sir?
I'm Tim.
Hi, Tim.
I've got a buddy that's working on a startup he's been involved in for years. And what he's trying to do is it's with real estate, and he's trying to allow the property value of real estate to be separate from the structural value. And in that way, when renters come in, they can come in, and if they make improvements to the property or they do things to improve that, they can benefit in the appreciation of property. And in that way, come into urban environments and create an incentive, an ownership type incentive for people who are effectively renters, but it turns them into a form of an owner. And in that way, the speculator on the land is different than the person renting who's improving the property.
That's really cool. I like that. Thank you very much for sharing that. Gabriel at the back. Gabriel 1.
Yep. So another thing would be universal profiles.
Ooh. We're talking about identity.
Identity. Universal profiles.
A ripple moves across the room.
Right now we rely on single sign-in. Majority of you guys use on Facebook to log in, but you don't own your identity. Google does, Facebook does, and they make millions advertising dollars, selling your identity to third-party vendors. With universal profiles, you own your identity, so you'll be able to take some part of that monetary compensation, also control the data that is released. So you essentially be able to copyright your identity.
Say that last line again.
You'll essentially be able to copyright your identity.
To copyright your identity.
That's
Someone
the-
was asking about this last week. Tom, you were asking about something similar. Like, how do I claim my universal profiles that are doing that? I know you've just put food in your mouth, so I'll keep talking for 10 seconds.
You want to know the company? Is that why?
I know there's a few that were doing it.
Luxo is my favorite.
Luxo. L-U-X.
L-U-K-S-O.
Luxo. Okay, I got it. Cool. All right. Thank you very much, Gabriel. So, 7. How are we doing for time? It's 2 more minutes. Okay. Any else? Oh. We have a hand.
About speaking of where a building in the past, you if you to find people are working on right here in Playa is the potential to raise funds from people much now you maybe $20,000 worth of this development in the crypto. And once the building is built and once the units are rented out, you pass similar to rent, but it would be in proportion to your investment project. So, I mean, this is I'm excited about it, and this team found a way to